Hi everyone, welcome back to If My Heart Wings Flight Diary After Route, Episode 4, where Kotori is currently taking Haruka up to the sky. So Kotori is practicing aerobatics while Haruka is experiencing the glider as a new member. And unlike Harumi, who vomits after being in the glider for a few minutes because of his motion sickness, Haruka loves thrills and she wants Kotori to push the glider even higher. But more importantly, Aoi and Kotori are still in a fight, and Kotori still feels that Aoi is abandoning her because of his dreams. So you want to pursue your dreams over your girlfriend, right? And that's not the case. So just because Aoi declines to go to a university does not mean that he wants to abandon Kotori. And I wonder how Aoi will clear this misunderstanding up. So pretty soon they'll have to retire from the Soaring Club and also the Flying Fish Manor and also graduate from Keifu Academy. So anyways, Haruka is like, so if you remember, the Morning Glory was about 2,000 meters above sea level, so they had to fly really high with the glider with no engine to go up to the clouds, or the Morning Glory. That's cool though. Hold on, I'm going too fast. So I was like, well, unlike that day, the thermals are too low, so this is the highest I can go. Okay. Haruka looks up from the back seat. The clouds move slowly towards the air. And so for Aoi, also some stranger can ride farther, shave a few fractions of a second off, and all that work on each part just for them. And that's part of the race too. Race. And now that I can't ride, I think I could be part of the race that way. Wait, so was that Aoi's dream? The sky is so far away. And since when did the clouds feel so far away? And once I have felt like I just reached out my hand, I could touch them, I climbed up and crossed the corridor of clouds, or the passage of clouds. The sky is getting further away every single day. And Kotori is spacing out, and it's quite dangerous given that they're in the sky. Higher, beyond those clouds. Okay, so I always call into Kotori from the radio. Hey, what are you doing, Kotori? You're gonna stall. Wait, stall? Everything stopped for a moment. The sound of the wind against the canopy stopped, and it was as if everything is suddenly in free fall. Uh-oh. So, can Kotori recover from a stall? The wings lost the lift, and we started to fall. Okay, so I think they landed safely and Kotori was able to recover at the last minute. And now she's getting the rebuke from Aoi. So hey, why were you not paying attention? Kotori shook at the anger in my voice. So you're close to crashing. Kotori stalled the glider. She had raised the nose too high and it was the mistake she never should have made. And since her response was so late, it had taken forever to stabilize the glider. And they had been flying fairly low because of the lack of thermals. If they had gone into a spin, things would have gotten dangerous. Hey, don't apologize to me. Apologize to Haruka. She's the one that was in danger. So you were the pilot and she was the passenger. And it was your job to make sure she is safe. Don't worry, I like thrills. Kotori had been able to stabilize the glider, but their lives had been in danger. Well, Kotori, you're done for today. Yes. Kotori looked down in misery, nodding weakly. Kotori stumbles over to the bench, still miserable. So, unfortunately, it's a glider, so they have to monitor carefully if there is a stall imminent. Whereas in a jetliner like a Boeing or Airbus, a Boeing has the stick shaker that vibrates the yoke, while in the Airbus, you hear the stall warning from the audio. So anyways, what's going on here? So it is the end of the semester.
最後の夏休みだからってハメを外しすぎるなよ。過去に問題を起こして内定取り消しになったやつもいる。そんなことで5年間の苦労を無駄にするなよ。
So what troubles?
それじゃ解散。
When homeroom ended, everyone leapt from their chairs. Summer vacation is now officially on and you could feel the freedom in the air. Hey, Kotori? Kotori is sneaking out of the classroom trying to avoid me. And I follow her out into the hallway and call after her. So, Kotori! Kotori walks down the hallway alone with her cane, her voice sounding unhappy without its usual energy. So what's going on? So after I got home, I dropped off my stuff and started some maintenance work at the manor or dorm. I have to leave things to a successor after they take over as the new dorm mother during summer break. So the new house mother or dorm mother is a regular girl, because I wanted to take care of the hard work before she took over. Okay, so get all the big repairs done so that when she takes over, it won't be too difficult for her to pick up where Aoi left off.
先輩、 こっちこんなもんでいいっすか?
Oh yeah, thanks. So good work there, Harumi.
あ、いえ、こういうの得意ですから。
Harumi had come to help. We actually planned our last club activity of the term for today. But since the club leader had skipped out, we had to postpone it. So the advisor so Kotori, club leader.
部長、大丈夫でしょうか?
Yes. So they posted the test results for our finals today. And although I guess she didn't fail intentionally, like she said, Kotori's grades are still down. So compared to her usual grades, she scored 50th place in the tests. So I wonder what grade that would be. So clearly, that incident during her training flight just before the test had shaken her. And it must have been a shock. She knew better than anyone about the danger of accidents like that and how scary flying could actually be. Ever since then, she'd been avoiding not only me but also Ayaha and the other club members. And this meant that the club is now on break too. Well, of course, since we couldn't fly, there isn't anything to do anyways. So Haruka, what's up?
Oh, Minase senpai. それから中村さんも。
どうも。
Harumi suddenly stood up very straight when he saw Haruka. So what's the problem?
部長に会いに来たっす。
I want to see the club leader or the president. I'm sorry, so Kotori's not here.
そうなんすか?
Really? She didn't come back after school. I guess she stopped somewhere on the way. I'm worried, so I called her a few times, but predictably, she never answered. So she is ignoring everyone or avoiding everyone. And that stuff with us fighting is mostly for show, but now I am worried she really is hating herself. Do you need her for anything?
この間のこと謝ろうと思って。
So apologize for what?
なんか私が乗ってたせいで部長が落ち込んじゃってるみたいだったから。
So apparently something wasn't right for her today, so she was acting a little bit different and all spaced out. So something is bothering her, which caused the domino effect, so everything to happen. Well, that's not it at all. She'd be depressed even if she had been up there alone. So at least you were alerting her, whereas if she was alone when the stall happened, she might not have been able to notice it until it's too late.
そうなんすか?
So if I made the mistake, I crawl into a hole for days.
けどだからってなんで別れちゃうっすか?
So anyways, why did you two break up? Wait, what now? So who's breaking up?
学校で噂になってたっす。部長と水瀬先輩が別れたって。
So it's become news at school.
卒業前にはよくあることだってみんな言ってたっす。
Wait, just hold on a minute. We are not breaking up.
そうなんすか?
Really? So why is everyone saying that? Oh man, so this is awkward. Someone had said the same thing to me in class. And this was all just temporary. I am just waiting for the right time to make things up. Well, when is this time?
そうだったんすか。よかった。
Okay, so what did I always say earlier? But she is doing such a good job at avoiding me, and I hadn't had the chance. Okay. Haruka looks deeply relieved.
部長と水瀬先輩がもしダメになっちゃったらってハラハラしてたっすよ。
Well, sorry about that. But I'm not happy about those rumors. So, it is all wrong, and so pretty much people are getting the wrong idea about us. And now it's spread to almost all the grades. So, Haruka is first year, Harumi is second year, and I wonder if the twins, so third year or fourth year, know about this as well. Really?
部長も水瀬先輩も目立ちますから。
うちら下級生からしたらちょっとした芸能人みたいなものっすよ。
Really? Well, I had to admit that Kotori is gorgeous, unlike me. But anyways, we have not broken up, so don't get upset or anything. So it's all wrong. And clear your mind.
わかりましたっす。
Okay. Okay then, I guess. So, it's about time for lunch. So want to join us, Haruka?
いいっすか？
Sure, right, Harumi?
はい。
So I wonder why Harumi is reluctant at having Haruka join them in lunch. Harumi gave me a look like, so why bring me into this, and nodded. And so it is decided that the three of us are going to have lunch together.
水瀬先輩の手料理美味しいって評判っすよね。
Well, I've had lots of practice as a dorm mother here. And we took a break and had lunch together. And after that, Harumi and Haruka helped out, so all the dorm maintenance work is done by evening. So I wonder how much time Aoi has left before he has to leave this place and hand it over to the new dorm mother. So after they both went home, I sat in my room working on my own stuff. Okay, so it looks like he has to pack his belongings up as well. So, it looks like I'm about done. I am packing my belongings into a cardboard box. There you go. I didn't have to use them so much. Oh, so I didn't used to have so much, but the things piled up over these 3 years. I think Agaha left this here. So, manga. She had left them, insisting that they are interesting, and she had kept bringing one after another. So they really were pretty good, I guess. And I wonder if he'll take those or leave those to the next person. I was not in the habit of buying manga myself, so every volume in my room had been left by someone else. And now I seem to have a lot, and somehow it makes me feel a sense of history. So this one is especially good. I instinctively grabbed one and started to reread it. No, so stop. Don't get distracted. I got to clean all this up. And it would have to wait until I am done. So all the furniture would stay in the room, so the only really big item is my bike. Well, not really enough to hire movers for. I'll just move it myself in. So I'll make several trips to move all my stuff out of this place and back home. So it is a 15-minute walk to my house. I still be living here for a while, so I took the absolute minimum amount of clothes out of the box. Well, if it had been my room for 3 years, I felt sort of sentimental about it. Well, it was mostly just a place to study and sleep, but still. So most of my memories of the Flying Fish Manor were from the dining hall. So what memories did he have? When I first come, none of the residents would eat my cooking, so I had to try all kinds of ideas. Well, I'm sure the problem was that it was too much for the boarders. And then I made dinner for Kotori every day, and little by little I learned to cook for all the other girls too. Everyone would go there for meals, taking and laughing, and when the Soaring Club was shut down, we had even used this hall for a meeting. Oh, so looking at the blueprints made by Amane or left behind by Amane. I always returned to this room really late during those busy days. But I appreciate it. I had not spent much time alone here because it was much more fun to be with everyone else. That's true. So being a dorm mother was hard work, but it was fun too. Well, I'm sure at first it was hard until he was able to get the attention of the other boarders, and he was able to distribute his work to the other people, including Kotori. Well, it doesn't look like I'm forgetting anything. I am looking through the empty desk drawers, and suddenly I felt so sad. Well, I'll never put my stuff in here again. So, filled with emotion, I kept looking for anything I left behind. So what did he find? So what's this? So why is he going to Kotori for this? So what is it? And Hat answers as usual. So Hat pokes his head out. So is Kotori here? So yes or no? I couldn't understand what he is saying, so I peeked through the hat door and I didn't see any sign of Kotori. So I guess no, so she's not here. And now the twins are asking. Asa and Yoru came down from the second floor. Well, looks like it.
もしかしてあの時風車の丘へ行ったきりかしら
Wait, so why would she be here or there?
帰り道で会ったんですよ丘へ行くみたいだったから今日は部活お休みですよって声をかけたんですそしたら知ってるって言ってそのままよ一人になりたいんじゃないかって思ったからそっとしておきました
Okay, I got it. Thanks. I thought about it and then took what I found in the desk and left the manor. So I wonder what was the item that would prompt Aoi to go after Kotori. So anyways, Isuka is in the dock for some reason.
ここの空気吸うと気持ちが引き締まるね厳粛な空気とでも言うのかな敬虔な信徒さんにとっての聖堂のようなね
Well, it's too quiet.
いいなあグライダーこれ安くで払い下げになんないかなそしたら僕の野望にぐっと近づくのになんかしばらくソアリング部お休みだって言うし今度これ借りてフライトできないかな
Well, I'm sure it's a no because the glider is property of Keifu Academy and Isuka is no longer a student of Keifu Academy and not even in the Soaring Club either.
お願いしてみよ たまには飛ばないと腕が鈍っちゃうし。
And I wonder if she can fly a glider. So we haven't seen her fly it at all.
感覚を思い出すためにちょっとコックピットに座らせてもらおう。
Well, I'll just sit in the cockpit and have a feel for how it would be if this glider is in the sky. So what's wrong? So it looks like Kotori is in the cockpit for some reason.
小鳥ちゃん、どうしてコックピットの中に？
Isuka's voice quavered like she's seen a ghost as she stares at me there in the cockpit.
ここが落ち着くから。そう。ああ、びっくりした。心臓止まるかと思ったよ。すいません。
Sorry?
いえいえ。もしかして独り言全部聞かれちゃってたかな。貸してあげてもいいですよ。どうせ誰も乗らないし。
Well, if you want it, you can have it.
けど払い下げはしませんのでおしからず。やっぱ聞こえてたんだ。
Well, I'm sure Isuka didn't really want to sell it. She was just talking, or just, I'm not sure how to say it.
なんで一人でコックピットの中にうずくまってたの？かくれんぼじゃないよね。落ち込んでいるからです。そうなんだ。見たまんまだね。ねえ、後ろに座っていい？
So, can I sit in this cockpit?
どうぞ。
Okay, please do.
やったー、久しぶりの操縦席だ。
So, Isuka crawls into the back seat, grinning happily. And all that despite the fact that this glider is locked up in the hangar and not going anywhere. And there's no wings. So it is kind of weird. The two of us sat in this tiny little cockpit in the middle of the huge hangar.
ねえ、何があったか聞いてもいい？いいですよ。あんまり面白い話できませんけど。いいよ、それでも。
Well, I am grateful and happy that Isuka is keeping it so light.
この前の訓練フライトでストールさせちゃったんです。
So what happened? I went into a stall last flight.
小鳥ちゃんが？へえ、珍しいね。そんなに難しいコンディションだったの？
So was it bad weather conditions? I shook my head. No.
気流は安定していて、サーマルも見つからない状態でした。
So it was calm weather.
それなのにストールさせちゃったの？
And how will you get into a stall with such weather?
最近私ちょっとおかしくって。
So I spaced out.
空が遠くなった気がするんです。空が遠く？
So it feels very distant. I nodded.
以前は手を伸ばせばいつでも届く気がしてたのに、今はどんどん遠くなって、まるで届く気がしない。
I look up and raise my hand towards the hangar ceiling.
あの日もそういう気分で、サーマルも見つからなくて、機体はどんどん沈下していって、気づいたら操縦桿を後ろに倒してました。
The glider had pulled up and picked up little height. But then we passed the critical angle of attack and the glider had gone into a stall.
少しでも 空に近づこうと思ってたんだと思います。
And was it influenced by Haruka? Well, I'm guessing no. Well, actually, I didn't honestly know what I was thinking at that time. And I guess that sense that the sky is receding made me want to do something, and I had pulled the yoke without thinking. Okay.
私ストールの兆候にも気がついてなくて、あの時葵から無線が入らなきゃ本当に危なかった。
Well, if it had taken any longer to recover, we could have been in real trouble. And with that low altitude, we might even have crashed.
この間まで来てくれてた監督がもう来られなくなるんです。
And there was no advisor.
もしかしたらあれが最後のフライトになるかもしれなかったのに台無しにしちゃった。
I'd never been distracted like that during a flight before. And flying is almost always so fun, I never thought about anything else.
それだけじゃない。もし事故なんて起こしたら今度こそ本当に廃部になっちゃう。
So that was a close call. So if I did crash, then it would give reasons for the faculty, including Tomiko Sensei, to shut this club down for good. And it did happen over a small accident, so the glider being blown onto Kotori's wheelchair while they were on ground. And luckily, Kotori only sustained minor injuries. And Haruka would almost definitely have gotten hurt.
それは耳に痛い話だね。僕は昔事故を起こして親友に迷惑をかけちゃったからね。
But you know, the same happened to me as well. After that, Isuka had vanished and Amane had kept getting held back to fly the so-called cloud corridor, or the passage of clouds.
ごめんなさい。小鳥ちゃんが謝ることじゃないよ。でもだから僕にも少しは気持ちがわかるって話。僕もあの時普通の状態じゃなかった。
Well, I thought she might talk about her accident, but Isuka stayed quiet for a while. And then she asks a question instead.
ねえ、水瀬くん、大学行かないんだって？
So anyways, with regards to Minase-kun, so Aoi, so is he not going to a university?
もしかしてそれと関係してる？
And is that why you're upset or all depressed? Maybe? I stay silent. My mouth twisted itself unnaturally. And that's when I noticed... So that was something that I didn't want her to bring up.
関係あるのかも。
So, probably.
小鳥ちゃんの心理当ててあげよっか。水瀬くんは自分の夢を持っててすごいな。なのに私はこのままじゃ置いてかれちゃう。
Well, I'm sure that's all correct.
そんなところじゃない？
Well, rather than being angry at her for getting it correct, my eyes widen in surprise. So, I'm surprised she is able to figure out the whole story even though she hasn't seen us close together on a regular basis. So she just popped in just recently.
すごい。どうしてわかったんですか？
So how do you know?
僕も似たような経験あるんでね。
So it's kind of like what happened to me before.
青いアゲハはすごいです。
自分のやりたいことを見つけてて、目標に向けて未来に向かって頑張ってる。けど私にはそういうのがないの。
Well, except for me.
大学に行って勉強するんでしょ？それが目標じゃないの？
それはただ自分にできることをしようとしてるだけ。
I only started programming because I could do it well even if I could not use my legs. And once I tried it a bit, I felt it really suited me. And with the right skill set, I could actually support myself. I could even earn money and live on my own. I'm sure Kotori will be paid very well if she can do all that programming. So, being a systems engineer.
けどそれは夢じゃないから。青いアゲハみたいな夢じゃないの。
Programming and systems engineering are fun once I tried them. But I didn't feel like that was what I had to do with my life. Agiha and Aoi have found something that made them feel like that, and now they are walking that path.
そのこと、水瀬くんたちに話してみた？
Well, I'm sure that's a no.
話せるわけないよ。
Well, I can't tell him. Why not?
どうして？
There you go.
だってそれじゃ対等じゃなくなっちゃう。二人と肩を並べられない。
So, it feels like we're on different grounds now. So I'm stuck. He has a path forward.
そっか。
Isuka didn't ask me why I thought like that. She just nodded like she understood what I am talking about. Maybe Isuka had felt the same way back when she used to spend time with Amane and the others in the garage.
私みたいな体の不自由な子は少しでも弱いとこ見せたらすぐ登場されちゃう。そんな扱いあの二人にはされたくない。
Or rather, die than endure all that shame.
けど葵もアゲハもいない場所で頑張れる気がしない。
それは夢がないから？
Back when we were flying, or trying to fly the Morning Glory, we had struggled and fought, but I had been able to face those problems head on. Because I had a dream, because I had something to fight for. And because I had friends looking up to the sky along with me. But once I graduated and went to university, I would be alone. How could I keep going with no dream and no friends? The moment I started thinking that way, the sky had started to become distant.
私モーニンググローリーを飛んで自分はその気になれば何でもできるって思ってた。
And it was my friends who helped me get there. The experience, the miracle has sustained me to this day.
けどただの勘違いだったのかもしれない。あれから2年間新しい夢を探したけど見つからなかった。大学へ行って時間稼ぎするくらいしか。
Okay?
けどこんなんじゃダメなの。あの日私をあそこへ飛ばせてくれたみんなに申し訳なくって。
And I started to cry from frustration and misery. I never wanted Aoi or anyone else to ever see me like this.
やった！
So what will Isuka do to help Kotori? Isuka stood up from her seat.
イスカさん
she climbed down from the cockpit and walked over to the control table. For a second, I thought she is disgusted by my whining and was leaving.
僕の夢というか野望をこっそり教えちゃおっかな。
So maybe here is where we can brainstorm or... Oh, so I'll tell you what my dream is.
野望
So what's your dream? Isuka nods.
それはね、自分のソアリングクラブを作ること。
Okay, so I want to make my own soaring club. Isuka spreads both hands out in expectation and she's clearly waiting for a reaction. So what do you think? But I am dumbfounded.
どうして飛びたいならどこかのクラブに入ればいいじゃない。
So why a soaring club? So can you join other clubs? There's no reason to go to all the trouble of starting her own club.
それじゃダメなんだな。
Well, that won't do. Isuka points down.
ここ風が浦じゃないと。
So, what does this have to do with the soaring club? So it has to be in this place.
備えるんだ。またいつかモーニンググローリーが現れるその日に。
That's true.
モーニンググローリーに
So the morning glory will come back and
あの雲の回廊はまたいつか現れる。10年後か20年後かわからないけど必ずね。
いつ来るかわからないその日のために備えるの？
Isuka nods, grinning like a mad woman. She is overflowing with confidence. And I thought she was crazy. But of course, we had been too. Of course, no one knew when the morning glory clouds would ever come again. But somehow, we just knew in our hearts that they would come one summer. And once we decided that, we worked hard building a glider, testing it. Looking back, we were so dumb, but at the same time, it was amazing. And when I sat there dumbfounded, Isuka picked up a picture frame from the table. And she stood there smiling at the Soaring Club members in the picture. So this was the first time when Amane attempted to go to the fake morning glory and failed. And around that time, it was just 4 members that you see here in the picture.
小鳥ちゃん、前に話してくれたよね。僕のこと親友みたいに思ってたって。
And when I found Isuka's notebook in my room, I had read her diary like she is an imaginary friend of mine. It helped me get through those lonely days when I didn't have a friend in the world.
あれね、嬉しかったよ。あのノートを置いてったのは、見ず知らずの同年代の女の子に僕の存在を知ってて欲しかったから。そして、僕が何にどんな風に夢中になってたのか、誰かに覚えてて欲しかったんだ。でもまさか、その誰かが僕の夢の続きを追いかけて、そして叶えてくれるなんて思ってもみなかった。
So apparently I had a dream and I knew that I was not going to make it. So I did leave all my things behind. I was hoping that somebody could pick it up and read it like she's my friend. And surprisingly, Kotori, with the help of others, was able to make the dream come true. Isuka's notebook had pushed me to try gliding, and I had taken up her aspirations. And to me, Isuka was like my imaginary friend, someone I owed a lot to.
僕は自分で描いた夢を信じられず挫折してしまったけれど、その思いを小鳥ちゃんはあの雲の回廊へ運んでくれた。
So I was happy that you were able to make my dream come true. Isuka looks at the photo of all of us.
けどね、だからこそ悔しいんだ。
So what's wrong now?
この中に自分がいられなかったのが。
Okay? Isuka's expression grew clouded as she stared at the photo. Her eyes narrowed, almost as if she were reminiscing, but she also seems sad.
でも石川さんがいたから私たちは雲の回廊にたどり着けたわけで。
Isuka shakes her head.
あの空はね、夢を信じ追い続けた人だけがたどり着くことのできる場所だ。僕にはそれができなかった。
I didn't fly the morning glory all by myself. It was the bonds of friendship. It was amazing. People like Amane. It was the dream I found in the notebook and luck. I had to take all of that and put all of that together to experience a miracle. But just like Isuka said, unshaking belief in that dream is also essential to making the miracle happen.
今度こそ飛ぶよ。もう諦めない。
Well, next time, I'm going to go there and I won't give up. Isuka swore, staring into the photograph. And then she turned to me, still curled up in the cockpit, hugging my knees in sadness.
そう思わせてくれたのは君なんだ、小鳥。
And you kind of showed that it was possible, so you kind of paved the way through. And that is a powerful message to Kotori. My heart suddenly leapt.
今の
And more thumping. There it is again. For some reason, my heart is pounding in my chest. I could not remember the last time I have felt this way.
でもそんなバカみたいな生き方通用するのはきっと学生のうちだけよ。
The words in my mouth felt like lies against the pounding of my pulse.
その生き方きっと間違ってる。
どうして？
Why not?
だってみんなそう言うじゃない。先生だって他の人たちだって。
So I think it's because Kotori gets good grades and it's like, well, you can pursue something more lucrative, which kind of ties into being a programmer or a systems engineer. Isuka frowned and laughed at the same time.
バカだな、小鳥は。
She looked confident again.
正しいとか間違ってるとか僕はないと思う。
Okay, true.
それを決められるのは自分だけだ。だってそうだろ？誰かにとって正しくても他の誰かにとって間違ってるってことはたくさんあるんだ。
So there's no right or wrong.
だから僕は僕にとって何が正しいか他人に決められるのなんてごめんだね。
So I'm gonna go forward with my decision and I'm not gonna be swayed or influenced by other people. And then Isuka places her hand on her chest.
迷った時は自分の心に耳を澄ませるといい。君の正しい答えはそこにある。
ここに
I put my hand on my chest just like her, so Isuka. I felt my heart pound, and a strong, impatient wish. Wait, so was that my answer?
あまねちゃんの言った通りだ。イスカは天才だって。
So you are a genius, says Kotori.
あいつバカだからね。本当の天才が誰かきっと一生気づかないままなんだろうね。
Neither Isuka nor Amane really considered themselves all that special. But I guess that real geniuses often don't think highly of themselves. Well, at least they're humble and not being arrogant or pompous.
今の話内緒にしててね。
どうして？
次モーニンググローリーが来るまでまだ時間はたっぷりあるだろうから、それまでに準備を整えるつもりなんだけど。
Well, I have to get ready soon, so there is time, but I want to make sure everything's all set so that when the next morning glory comes, I will fly through it, the passage of clouds.
いや、さすがに笑われちゃうでしょ。むちゃくちゃだって。
Well, if it had been my normal self, I think I would have been utterly shocked.
今更感もあるしね。だから今まで誰にも話したことなかったんだよ。けどここに来るとね、やるぞーって気になるから、時々こっそり覗きに来てたんだ。
それで。
So I'm thinking about why Isuka came here. So gain some inspiration or some spirit or motivation. She had visited the club from time to time to get a taste of the atmosphere.
だからもし廃部になったらグライダーを下取りさせてね。
お断りです。私の目の黒いうちはそんなことさせません。
For that, I can't do.
ダメか。やっぱ中古で安いの探すかな。
ちょっと。
I stood up and got out of the cockpit. Isuka helps me.
少しは元気出た？
なんとか。まだどうしたらいいかはわからないけど。
悩めよアコード。それが青春ってもんだ。でもまあとりあえず水瀬くんとは仲直りしときなよ。きっと彼すっごく心配してると思うよ。
That's true.
はい。
Well, I guess so.
そんじゃ帰ろっか。
はい。
So how will it proceed? Okay, so Aoi makes it to the dock or hangar, and so I stayed hidden until Kotori and Isuka had left. Oh, okay, so he was there all along and was just watching Isuka talk to Kotori and giving her inspiration. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but when I came here looking for Kotori, I heard the two of them talking. So that's what's been bothering Kotori. And I thought she was just lonely. Well, it seems that Isuka was more useful than me and I'm a failure as her boyfriend. And I grasped the term I brought, muttering to myself. Okay, so when I got back, Isuka is here. Oh, so it's so nice to see you, Isuka.
お邪魔してます。
Hello. And Kotori's still looking down. Kotori is preparing dinner in the kitchen. Sorry, I'm late.
別にこのくらい一人でできるし。
That's okay. Kotori awkwardly avoids eye contact with me. At the same time, she glances over to check my expression. She is probably expecting me to ask where she had been and how worried I had been. I just washed my hands, put on an apron, and started helping her. And we worked silently for a while.
何も聞かないの？
So what do you want me to ask?
ほら、心配かけたのに。
She said like the only way she would apologize is if I brought it up. but I ignore it and continue cooking without speaking. I wasn't trying to be mean, I just needed to work up my courage. So, Kotori?
何？
Do you want to do something tomorrow? Huh? I'm asking you on a date. We haven't gone out in a while, you know? We've been together so long, we kind of gotten too comfortable. We're always together and we hadn't done anything special like a date in a while. Kotori frowns at this unexpected turn and looks to Isuka, who is watching from the table, for help. And then Isuka thumped twice on her own chest.
そこに聞いてごらん。
So ask and hear. She mouthed towards Kotori, or giving her hints. And then Kotori puts her own hand on her chest and nods slightly.
行きたい。
She replied, almost embarrassed, her voice as quiet as a mouse. Okay then, so it is settled. And for some reason, things felt weird again and we finished cooking in silence. It had been a long time since we shared that kind of awkward silence. It was almost like we started dating. It was kind of nice in its own way. Okay, so it is time for the date, and I'll leave that to the next episode. So it also looks like Kotori might not be interested in doing systems engineering or programming, even though she can do it. So her passion is not there, and it kind of matches with Agaha and Aoi. So Agaha likes building things, and Aoi likes doing something with the bicycle. But for Kotori, I'm sure that has yet to be revealed here. So we'll see how all this goes in the next episode.